Okay,
Microphone. We are recording. Yes. So welcome. Hello. Nice to finally meet you. Will you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about how you know of Futureport Youth, what you do in the world, and then we'll go from there.
okay. Hello, my name is Jan Voda. I am from the Czech Republic, and I've been working as a principal of a primary and secondary school, so it is age 6 to 16. This is actually my fourth school when I am a principal. And well, it wasn't till last year when I learned about this event. And as I am also a father, I decided not to miss this event and to go there with my son, that time 16-year-old, because I believe that those topics who were on program are very essential for everybody to know. And What's more, if you feel the vibe in the room, if you see all the people around, and if you see the magic which the place can provide, because Spirala, the place in the heart of Prague, is absolutely amazing with lots of really trick light effects and stage effects and so on. And plus these well-known speakers, those names you only know from headlines somewhere in on the internet, you know. And now those people were vivid, present, you could touch them, you could talk to them, and mostly you could listen to them. So it was absolutely amazing. Shall
Jan,
I
what
shall
would
I
you say for let's start with your position as a principal. What would you say would be a question that you might have as a principal for his or her school to be able to motivate and say either in person, which some schools could do that if they're close enough, but also if they were to experience the virtual or digital version, which is going to be amplified this year. We're going to have interviews with speakers, as you said, interviews with
Mhm.
audience members to be able to create that networking connection with the subject matter, which is, of course, why most people come, but also for the feel, that energy, as you said, that vibe in the room. So, what would you say to other principals?
As a principal, I have several reasons why I take this event very seriously and why it is important for me and my students. So first of all, this is a unique opportunity to combine formal and informal education. And it is a huge trend in my country, in the Czech Republic. And what the teachers in or through the formal education are not able to deliver, and those people on this event, on this stage of youth sport, are perfectly able to do, is what we are talking about. The impression which the children feel, and the very the information on the top of the source, and the most updated, of course. So in a school, we are always delayed, and here you can see and hear what's currently happening, and where everything is going, and you can hear it explain in like understandable or plain English, in the way how a professional talks to public, you know, that it is appropriate for the level of the listeners. So the students obviously are not professionals as the speakers, but the speakers are able to prepare their presentation the way that they are understood. So that's great. And what's more, technology and all the changes in society generated by this movement in technology. Well, this is what is like a summit topic for all of us. That's what is, nobody can nobody can escape. Well, although if you are not a big fan of technology, well, simply it's there, it affects your life, and better to know than to be in a reactive mode. So, so if you are interested in what's new, what's coming, well, go there and listen to the speakers. It was actually fun for me that nowadays the speakers didn't they don't they don't tell about what happened in 2022 or 2023. They speak about what happened in spring, in summer, in winter. Well, so the development now is not measured through years, but by quarters, maybe months. Well, and a month after the event, everything might be totally different. So if you want to like to feel the pulse, if you want to put your like thumb on the pulse of these events, again, well, go there.
Yeah, and so what I heard was it's really current. It is up to date. The speakers, who, whether you're in person or online, you're going to get full coverage of the speakers. It is really, it's recent. I mean, it is the latest and highest level possible. I've heard in past years really globally noted speakers come. And so for a principal, I could imagine bringing a school and it being like eye-opening for the students, really vicarious learning through not just the speaker, but the dynamicism that happens between the teacher, the class, and the other individuals that are in the room. You mentioned you brought your son. What would you say is his experience from going and being at this event last year?
Mm. I would say that it was eye-opening, definitely. It was like a rare experience for him. Those children are closed at school for long hours, and they do not attend so much other events. So he is sporty. So when a school finishes, he goes to a skate park or somewhere, but definitely not to for another lecture or for another event. So it was nice that the event took place at the same time as this like the school less hours. And on the journey back home, which is an hour, well, we spent sharing our feelings, sharing our surprise, discussing what we just heard, and how unbelievable it was for all of us, for both of us. And of course, we also made lots of pictures during the show and pictures of the slides. So we also showed show ourselves the phones and looking for the particular pictures, zooming them and discussing how we understood this and that. So yeah, my son was definitely impressed a lot, impressed by the event itself, by the content he just heard, and fascinated by uh, the facts about the technology which we still don't know what is possible, or that of course we all use AI and other things on our phone, so we are used to the the current standard, but this event lets you explore the areas which are already prepared for us, the consumers. Not yet, but it is a future which is nearly there. We will live it tomorrow, but we can't imagine it today. And this show can explain you perfectly what's waiting for us, what is behind the door, and opens the door for you.
Jan, that's a beautiful image. Opening the door. It's, we humans, I think, and teachers in particular, principals, of course, we're preparing our students, we're preparing ourselves for the future. And up until now, it's really hard to see the future. It's almost impossible. And
Mhm.
this event in particular, whether you're in person or virtual, is going to give you not just a glimpse, but really almost, as you said, this content driven, fascinating horizon that we will be living, whether it's just when we walk out the door or a week or a year from now. We haven't spoken about teachers. And since you're surrounded by teachers and have been for years as a principal, what would cause the teachers that you know to go from, but I have to get all my curriculum done and this is a really important day, to saying, no, actually, I think your students are going to be so excited and you're going to, again, what is that story that you would tell teachers to bring their students, whether it be
Mhm.
online in the classroom or in person?
Mhm. I am lucky that I am among teachers, my colleagues who are like motivated and orientated for future, and they want to teach their best. And you can never teach best if you are isolated. So you need to, again, you need to open the door of your classroom. You need to link your class with the world outside. So if you stay isolated in your classroom just with your textbooks and the curriculum, well, you are immediately behind, and the longer, or and the more, the longer, of course. So I believe that every teacher who wants to teach their best uh, would welcome to combine their lessons with this experience, simply because this is the easiest way how to enrich their curriculum, how to make how to bring something special to the class. And also you'll have endless amount of material to discuss or to debrief later when everything's over. So you'll have material for the rest of the school year to discuss with your children, because first they are exposed and amazed, maybe perplexed by all this information, and then they start to like they start with a flood of questions, and obviously you will not know the answers for these questions, but now we are on the way. We are looking for the questions, and maybe the next year of this event will bring the questions for our answers. So this is absolutely great starting point for anybody who wants to enhance discussion and inquiring in their lessons. And as the program of the day is always very rich, uh, doesn't matter which subject you teach, if it is languages or physics or biology, you always find something, a lecture, a speaker who touch your subject. So as nowadays everything is interlinked, so no worries that if you are a music teacher that there won't be anything for you. I guarantee there will. There will, and a lot.
That's great, Jan. I've spoken to some other individuals that have um, enjoyed both the pre-conference,
Mhm.
during, and then later. And what I've heard is really dynamic, is exactly what you said. It's this feeling of opening a door and having the trust that the experience will be rich. And what you've just said is it is rich. What I've heard also is that there's pre-questionnaires, there's lesson plans that teachers can get from the Future Port Youth staff that we create ahead of time based on the content. As you said, there's going to be language, there's physics. Last year and the year before, I believe there was talk on robotics. Robotics is all about movement and physics. There was also, I spoke to one of the speakers. There's the subject matter that these speakers are talking about is, I'll call it medical problems, medical fixes using technology. And so there's going to be biology that's included. Not only is that the pre-work and then the during, but then there's also, okay, so what do I do after the event? After the event, there's all kinds of lesson plans, questions, and structure to help you organize. But that's what teachers do the best, is you open the door, the students get thirsty, and watch what happens with the teachers.
All these materials are like very handy, and uh, what we call KLIL in the Czech Republic, which is a method to teach languages and combine them with the content of specific scientific areas. So this is also another very important point that, well, on an English lesson, you need to speak about something. You need to discuss a topic. Well, so why to take a dusty like topic from a textbook? Why not to discuss something which is full of questions and up to date? I believe that children, students will prefer discussing those very modern things than shopping or traveling or buying houses or those traditional things in the textbooks.
Yes.
So yes, I admire, actually I admire the teachers who invested so much time in elaborating these materials. And although I don't teach at this level of high school or secondary school, I downloaded this worksheets for myself, and I went through them, and it was my way how I I reflected what I just witnessed and how I could return back, like back on the stage the day after the event, yeah, and remind myself what I learned about and well, what the topic was and where I can take this experience in my school. So yeah, so it was very inspirational before the event, during the event, and after the event as well. So the management of the event is like done perfectly.
I will. I am sure they will be happy to hear that, Jan. I want to ask one more question, and it's, if have we missed telling the teachers, the students, the principals, anything, whether you're from the Czech Republic or outside? Because, and here's the thing, this year we're not just live streaming, we're going to have special exclusive content that's going to come from speaker interviews ahead of time, so that in the breaks that students normally would have in the classroom, if they are not live and in person, we're going to have those interviews to be able to be live recorded for the people that are online. We're going to have questions. Again, if you sign up early to be part of this online community, we will basically poll you to see what sort of questions from the worksheets and or from your own classroom that you have. So I can bring those to the speakers, ask the speakers, and maybe one of your questions or a conglomeration of your question will be asked to the speaker and then answered, so that you'll hear it during that day of the event. So that's what we're changing this year, is to be able to augment the virtual experience, so that, again, it's hard to replicate being in person, and you and your son got to experience that, because the setting, how it's I'll call it, how it unfolds is spectacular. But we also know that for financial reasons, timing reasons, that not everyone can attend. So we're trying to lift that experience to give everyone that's in the virtual world a powerful experience. So back to my original question, anything else that you'd like to add about attending, whether it be virtual or in person?
I think that this is another proof that even this event, Youthport, is developing, going ahead. So we do not stay with the scenario which worked last year. and the organizers are looking for something new, something more challenging, and they try to deliver the experience in the most vivid way, if it is present or online. But I would say that this is a very nice trick because everybody likes to hear their questions asked, on the stage. So I would be very motivated to apply several questions. Maybe the more the better, because the higher the chance that the question will be picked up for. And through this participation of the public, everybody can influence how the event will develop, which topics will be opened or stressed more or elaborated. So even if you are in the most remote part of the world from this event, you can somehow affect and stay linked with this event, and you can put yourself in the agenda. So this is very motivational from my point of view, and I have no doubts that the organizers again prepare uh, well the program, well, not the lectures, well, the lectures themselves are perfect and amazing, of course, but the social life, the chance to to interact with the speakers. Now you see that the speakers are from flesh and bones, as you are, that they are not people from Mars. They are friends or friendly, well, open, normal people. So you don't need to be shy to approach to them and to talk to them. They do their best to be friendly and encouraging. So even if you struggle with language, or if your questions are not fully appropriate, they can gently lead you through the topic and put you on the right direction. So I believe that behind this single event, a huge community is forming, and it is an international, so global community. And what's more powerful nowadays than a community? So it is then not about one brain on the stage. It is the thousands of connections, the synapses which the speech creates, on the place and in the heads of all the listeners. So that's like a really, this is a miracle.
Jan, I love your imagery. I'm picturing this year's Future Port Youth. I'm picturing not only the individuals that have come from around the world to be in that auditorium, that location, and feel it. And then what I just imagine the points of light that are our synapses. Those interesting new current topics that we all are living, as you said, whether we want to or not, we are going to be, or we currently are living them. Imagine the speaker inspires, creates questions, and then around the globe, we have this chain reaction of awe, of excitement, of inspiration. And that's exactly, it's thousands of points of light and inspiration. And if we are involved, we can ahead of time with the worksheets and or the online community get more involved. We could even be a change maker, because the question or questions or influence that our remote class could have could be on the stage or spoken about for the online community or even the in-person community. So I like this idea of interaction, action and reaction. And it really is going to be every year an even larger global community. So come be part of that global community. Jan, I'm really excited to see you in person, whether it be you, your son, or the school or classrooms from your community, and or the people that come up to you and say, hey, Jan, thank you so much for what you did ahead of time. In what you said, you helped inspire me to get my class to come, whether it be, again, online or in person. So thank you so much, Jan, for your time.
With pleasure, Russ. With pleasure. Thank you. Thank you.
Let me stop the recording. Stop.